Hi, so welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Brian. Um, so my blog that I developed for this course is all about photography, and it's really about photography in New York City where I grew up. And I've been a Seattle native now for about 3 years. Um, and any chance I get to go home and record or photograph or just spend time wandering the city is something I always take advantage of. Um, my love for photography began probably in my teens, um, about 16, 17 years ago. Um, I was pretty much self taught as far as a lot of the basics. When I got my first DSLR camera back at the end of 2004, I ended up purchasing a Nikon D40. And I was really self-taught at that point. I went online. I taught myself about exposure, aperture, depth of field. Did a lot of research before I bought the camera I did. Did a lot of research into the different lenses and the settings and just really how to use it. And I kind of immersed myself for a few months really into learning as much as I could. And there were a lot of good resources online for that. And I took advantage of it. Basically, I guess my advice to any amateur photographer who wants to get started, um, find yourself a reputable store to buy your camera and equipment at. I would immediately recommend a beginner's camera. Nikon D40, D60 are good in the beginner's. I'm more partial to Nikon. That's just my preference. Canon, Sony, they're all pretty much the same. It's all a matter, like I said, of preference. So to get yourself started, really do your research. Find out what your niche is. What do you want to use the camera for? Get yourself a backup drive. I highly recommend that. Put all your pictures on that. Back it up. You always have them. They're relatively cheap now. You can get a terabit drive for under $100. Um, a good high-speed SD card is a must. Um, a tripod or a monopod, definitely recommend those for nighttime photography. Um, what else? I would also say invest in the remote for your camera. I purchased one, for about $20. And for me, that was helpful in developing my nighttime photography and a lot of my still landscapes. The slightest shake of a camera can really screw your whole photo up. Always have a backup battery on you, a good camera bag, lens caps. I mean, anything that would protect your camera. Have a great strap. Make sure it's sturdy. Make sure it's comfortable on your shoulder. Um, Always keep a plastic Ziploc baggie in your camera bag to protect your camera and your equipment if it's drizzling, snowing, windy. I mean, any type of dirt, wind. It all adds up to reducing your quality of photos. So I would highly recommend that. Don't go crazy. Like I said, there are a lot of affordable cameras. You can get really into the hobby for less than $500 if that's something you're really into, and just have fun with it. Go out, play with it, wander. I mean, there's a world out there waiting to be photographed, and you'll never really get what you're going to want to find. Most things will come up and stare you in the face when you least expect it. And those are the best shots. The spontaneous shots are, for me, those are my favorite. Um, I'm always looking for new subjects, new ideas, and like I said, take advantage of the internet. There are so many great forums. I use personally Nikonians.com. There's tons of forums out there. Take advantage of it. The internet really, with photography, is your best friend. It's a great teacher, and you'll find tons of great advice and people to communicate with. So anyway, enjoy yourselves, and I hope you guys find my blog as enjoyable as I am right now creating it for you. So take care. Bye bye.